And yep, Pioneer dropped support for older controllers and all-in-ones, the models you can find here on the screen. When YouTuber Digital DJ Tips asked Pioneer about this, they got this response. Our products have a life cycle and we need to ensure we are channeling resources into new innovative technologies, allowing us to continue to produce hardware that our customers value and trust. Which is corporate speak for shut up and pay. To be honest, this statement infuriated me even more than the dropped support of the controllers. Because first of all, Pioneer doesn't innovate. I made a whole video about that. I will link it in the description below here, left or right. Second of all, they don't have to develop anything. They just don't have to press the delete button on the source code that supports these controllers, because Rekordbox 6 supports these controllers. And number 3, they say that customers value and trust them. Well, I don't trust them anymore. They're completely untrustworthy because this behavior seems to get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And now they do still support the older hardware, but only if you conveniently buy their subscription. In other words, you bought a product full price, Pioneer made their margin on that product, and now they charge you again for the same product that I already bought. And if they told me from the start that I need to pay a license fee for my controller, then at least it would be my decision to accept that or not. I paid for a perpetual license. Perpetual license. That was my decision. And well, this is only a $400 controller. Okay, so what? But the RX... No, the DDJ, what was it? The RX, the DDJ-RX was over $1,000. And luckily you can still use Rekordbox 6 with the hardware, and that is what I would recommend you to do. But how long will it take for them to close that loophole? And also Virtual DJ supports the controller, but also here you need to pay for a license, whether it being a subscription or a perpetual license. And we all know what happens to subscriptions, like the Adobes, the Netflixes, the Spotifys. Now it's $10 a month. In a year it's $20 a month, which is $240 a year. In 2 years it's $500. In 5 years it's $1,000 a year. But where does it end? Now it's old controllers. In a year it's all controllers. In 2 years you have to pay extra to export your freaking stuff to your USB drive so you can use it on your gig next Saturday. Then in 3 years you can only export 100 tracks to your USB drive, and you have to pay extra, of course, to export the rest. After 4 years it's 50 tracks, etc, 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 etc. There is no limit to the level of assholeness that Pioneer eventually will pull. And in my previous video on the topic I saw a lot of comments about Denon. Denon is great, you should use Denon. Denon will pull exactly the same tricks when they are market leader. And now Pioneer is going exactly the same route as the Intels, the Microsofts, the Teslas, the Adobes. Their behavior is getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse because they are getting away with it. And I can sit here and blame everything on Pioneer, but the problem is actually you. And me and every other DJ in the world, because we keep buying their stuff. There is no one to hold them accountable. We need to hold them accountable. We have to vote with our wallets, because how fast do you think that these shenanigans will be over once we stop buying their subscription service? We need to stop buying their subscription services now, today, not tomorrow, now. And as long as you keep buying Pioneer stuff and their stupid subscriptions, I keep making tutorials. Because luckily for me, Pioneer has their heads so far up in their asses that they don't know that their website stinks, the YouTube channel stinks, and the user-friendliness of Rekordbox stinks. I just follow the money, just like Pioneer investors do, because subscriptions work, so they keep selling them. But if you personally asked me if you should buy Pioneer stuff, I would say absolutely not. We need to stop enabling Pioneer by giving them money.